Chapter 7, The Earth That Remembered Us Wrong. We returned. That was the word we used because we needed one. The sun was the right size again. The continents on the viewport were a relief map I could have named in my sleep. The news bursts we caught were in our language and spoke of the ration lines and the power audits I had expected. The bridges did not kneel. The bridges held. Our reentry capsule didn't have room for all of us. That is a sentence I wish I could write around. We argued. No democracy. Just ugly arithmetic and a sense of what death we would like on our resume. Luca insisted he had broken something in himself touching the lines. He did not want to bring it to ground. Jean said she had taken an oath to the ship. Captain Sol said she would fly the last bones down if she had to. Mara said she had never been on this earth even if it was hers or mine, and she would stay where the station songs were loudest because she understood them now. The auditor watched and said nothing, the shape of a verdict. In the end, Captain Sol and I took the capsule. I don't know why she chose me. Perhaps because my voice had been on the radio they were likely to answer. Perhaps because the hand had understood me. I don't know why I accepted except that I had promised someone, a version of my wife, a version of myself, that I would try to get back and warn them that bridges learn prayers, and that the sky can lie. Atmosphere took us and shook the grief from our bones. Heat feathered over the hull. The capsule screamed, a confession, a denial. Clouds parted like curtains. Earth opened beneath us with no ceremony. I thought of stepping off a train onto a platform that had waited, patient, for years. Parachutes bloomed. Our capsule smacked water hard enough to knock my breath into my throat. We bobbed and spun and the sea slapped our shell like a hand. Through the porthole I saw gulls. They had red eyes. I told myself it was the reflection of warning lights. The first ship that found us was not my navy. Its flag was not the right blue. The uniforms were right, but their badges said other things. They spoke my language in a dialect I knew only from old films. They lifted us out like relics. Captain Sol kept her back straight and answered questions like she was taking a test. On the horizon, something raised its head, then its shoulders. The shape had that beast of my childhood size, the sort old sailors talked about because they needed the sea to be a god or else it was only wet. It leaned, a silhouette, and I could not decide what animal my brain should borrow to understand it. Its breath made the air grainy, like flour in a sunlight shaft. Men pointed. Some knelt. We were brought to land. The reporters said power would return within days thanks to a new miracle source. They said a laboratory offshore had perfected a device that swallowed storms. They said we were heroes from a mission that had never been announced. They said we had been dead and now were not. They asked me if it was beautiful in the sky. I told them yes. I told them no. Both were true. That night, in a room that was almost my room, I put my palm against the wall and listened. I heard rain inside it. I heard a voice say my name in an accent I had never quite owned. I heard a laugh in a jar. I realized we had come home to a place that remembered us wrong. Close enough to love us. Far enough to keep an extra glass on the shelf for the man I had not become. I wrote a note to myself and folded it into the furnace of the little heater. If your wife asks about the wolves, tell her the wolves learn to climb, and that fences don't stop them, only fires do. If there is a beach, do not pick up the shells. If you smell pennies and the bridges go to their knees, leave the city and head for the oldest hill you know. Do not make wishes. Wishes are engines with pretty names. I slept. The dream's gravity came back. In it, I was very small. In it, a hand with my ring guided me along a railing in the dark. We reached a door labeled with a rusted sentence, "Do not." The hand tapped twice, as if to say, now you understand why we have to. When I woke, the sea was louder than the news. Something had come up out there to breathe, or to test the air, or to look for me. You're still here. Listen to me now. We do not own the rules. We borrow them, and if we pull too hard on any one thread, whatever is on the other side will tug back. Some days, it will tug kindly. Some days, it will tug with a hunger so bright it looks like a sunrise. If you hear rain in the walls, don't pull the panel. Not unless you have a hand that knows how to write in blood.